Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Redpill Conversations. My name is Traceyanne and we are doing a series of financial conversations. Karibuni sana. We're excited for the feedback we've gotten from our first episode. I honestly did not expect such feedback, but thank you so much. We are here again because of you. Hata kama muko holiday season, we are here ensuring that you have another episode. Mume insist, which is a good thing. It means we're doing something of value. So thank you and karibuni sana to another episode. Do not forget to subscribe to our main page, BTP Studios Kenya. Thank you, and check out our other segments that are going to be there. Sawa. Yes, so yeah, once again, Hodari Fabrications are our sponsors today. They have amazing seats. Check them out, contact them, and make sure they make you something because you won't regret it. Yeah, everything is out of the way. Now we can start. Hi, Silas.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very good.
You're good?
I'm good.
Umone but tumepata episode 1.
Mzuri
Fiti
kabisa.
Sana. Thank you. Ndio maana tunaendelea na hii conversation ya finances. I think finances are such an important, what I think we all know.
Yeah.
Very important factor. And yeah, mmesema tuendelee na hii series and we are doing it for you. So, want to start this episode by reading.
What's happened to your voice?
Achana na sauti yangu. Situilenge tu. Unaona wale watu walikuwa nakuja high school wanasema sikizeni message usisikize sauti. Please for today. Msikize message usisikize sauti yangu. Ilipotea. But you can still hear me. I know watu wako behind the scenes they are doing something with the microphone so you can hear me very clearly. We're going to start this episode by reading this verse that is going to give us direction into what we're talking about. So Luke 14:28. For which of you desiring to build a tower does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it? Otherwise, when he has laid a foundation and is not able to finish, all who see it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. Or what king, 31, or what king going out to encounter another king in war will not sit down first and deliberate whether he is able with 10,000 to meet him who comes against him with 20,000. So this verse, 28, 29, it's about planning. It's about planning yourself. And in this case, now we're talking about finances. It's about planning your finances. The man who goes to build without financing or without knowing what it's going to cost them to build, which is not normal. Huwezi anza project na ujui itakucost how much. Huwezi anza kitu na ujui budget kama uja budget. Ndio. That's exactly what we are here to talk about, managing our finances. So that wewe mwenye uko na 10,000 huwezi enda huko ukijua itakucost 20,000. Sawa? And again, Silas is going to be here. It's a conversation, it's a discussion. You and I are both learning. So Silas, ataweza tuambie venye umeelewa Luke.
Actually, Luke, the context inaongea about the cost of discipleship.
Yeah.
Ukianzia from verse 25 all the way to 33. The main context is that discipleship or following Christ will cost you everything. So Christ anajaribu kuambia watu that you have to count the cost of following him, so that you have to count the cost. And the cost in this sense is it's going to cost you everything. He says, whoever does not, verse 28, for which of you desiring to build a tower, now giving an example to that, does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it. Otherwise, when he's laid the foundation and is not able to finish, all who see it began to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. But in this context, we will bring it up to story planning yourself.
Yeah.
actually, yes, having a good plan before you start. And in this context, managing your finances. Yeah. It's a good verse to use.
Yeah. Okay. Now, on to the very first question. What do you do when you find yourself in a hole?
What do you do when you find yourself in a
Define
hole?
what this hole is. Watu wasifikire ni shimo ya labda ya kaburi.
Oh, by the way, we are doing a discussion that comes from Robert Kiyosaki's book. Robert Kiyosaki has written Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is a very good read.
Yeah.
He's also written Managing Your Finances. Like we said, we are getting insight from his book. Then we come and discuss it and see how...
With the Christian angle.
Yes, and see how we can... So, in this context, Anauliza, what do you do when you find yourself in a hole? The hole he's talking about is debt. What do you do when you find yourself in debt? There are people who are sinking in debt. And I'm telling you, the situation is bad.
Yeah.
Like they're in so much debt that they don't even pick phone calls that of numbers they have not saved.
I know someone like that.
I was there. At some point. Yes. You are so sunk, you're so deep into debt. And now some have given up. There are some who are just so deep that they feel or they think that there is no possible solution out of that debt situation. But what do you do when you find yourself in a hole? The first thing is to stop digging. There is a reason why it is a hole. It is a hole because you are digging.
You're digging. Unaendelea tu.
You are digging deep into debt. There are guys who take debt from this company.
Yeah.
And take it and pay this one.
You take
and then
another
they take this one.
You pay from.
Yeah, and I used to be that guy. I was a financial criminal. I used to be that guy. Like these mobile loans where you take a loan.
Wow.
Yeah, the 1 month loan with very high interest. You pay the loan.
Slavery.
You pay the loan, then take a loan. Then now you get to a point. Let's say, for example, they deny you the loan or they lower your loan limit because of non-repayment. Then you get another app and then you
take
borrow
that loan
to pay this. Then so that is actually how people dig.
That's literally digging.
Yes. Yeah. Or you go to the bank, you ask for a loan. Let's say you ask for a loan of $1 million, Bob. Then from bank A. So bank A gives you $1 million, Bob. You go and commit that sin that I said you should never commit of taking a loan to start a business.
Yeah.
So you take a loan of $1 million and then you go start a business. Now, when you start that business, it doesn't end well or it doesn't make money.
Yeah.
So now what you do, you have an obligation to pay this loan that you already have. You expected that the business would pay it. So now you go to bank B. And you borrow, let's say another 1 million to come and offset and pay for bank A. Then you remain with this. Then you go to another one. You start going to Shylocks. You start borrowing from friends. By the time you realize it, you are in that hole. Stop digging. That's when to sit back and say, I'm not going to borrow anymore. Yeah.
Sasa hiyo deni ya 1 million tunafaa kuilipaje? How do I stop digging this hole? Surely.
First of all, you have to take an analysis of how much debt you are in. Good thing is when I share these things, I share from my own personal experience because I was deep in debt in tune of millions. Yes. First, you stop digging. And first, you do an analysis, counting the cost. You have found yourself in a mess. There is no easy way. It is not going to be easy. So what do you do first? I said, was a won at the table.
Not at the battlefield.
Not at the battlefield. A wise man wins first at the table, then goes to fight. A foolish person goes to fight
Expecting.
hoping, not even expecting,
Hoping to
to win. Like they just go to the battlefield and they're like, I hope he messes up.
Yeah.
You'll
I
never
hope hajajipanga.
Yes, you'll never win that way. So the first step is take a piece of paper, take a very nice notebook, or go buy a very nice, beautiful notebook. Put it on your desk and start listing down all the debts
That you
regardless of how small it is.
Yeah.
If you owe someone 10 shillings, write
it
their
down.
name against that. Write it down. Write it down. And it's a painful experience. I'm telling you, Tracy, when I was in debt in that tune that I've told you, I sat down and every time I would write her name, it would hurt me. In fact, unafika mahali, you even do the total, and then you remember there was another one. You add it. But that is the first step.
Yeah.
List down all your debts. Yes.
Now from there you can plan. We are going to talk about now how to to deal with that.
And actually, are we doing this right now or
let's get into it.
Now, from Robert Kiyosaki's book, he has given us checkoffs, and I want us to play this little game. It's a game of numbers.
Come out. If you're watching, take a pen and a piece of paper or a notebook.
Or a beautiful notebook.
Or a beautiful notebook. Write this down.
Yeah,
you will pass it down to your grandchildren.
This one you have to write. Sit down.
Relax. We got you.
So I'm going to ask, even you, don't give us your metrics, but you can just, let's play this game.
All right.
I'm going to ask questions, and then on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is you're doing very well, 10 is very bad.
Wewe ni mbaya wewe.
Ni vibaya.
Ni vibaya.
So by the end, you're going to calculate the score, and then I'm going to tell you what it means.
Okay.
So, question 1. Do you routinely pay your bills late? Do you routinely pay your bills late?
Rent imefika date 12.
Yeah, rent imefika unafaa ulipe 5th.
Uko date 17th.
Unalipanga 15th. That is number 1. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is very good, you pay it on time. 10 is you pay very late routinely. Tumechukua hiyo. Question 2. Have you ever hidden a bill from your spouse? And in this case, if you're not married, from a friend,
or your mom.
From your mom. Anyone, have you ever hidden? Have you ever had a debt that you are very comfortable hiding? Like the best option would be what was it? Nizo loan apps. Kwanza kuna kagari flani. I said let's not mention the company.
Let's not mention.
But kuna vits flani inazungukanga. Nasikia si mchezo. So do you hide such loans?
Au ni wabaya.
Aya, measure. That is question 2. Question 3. Have you neglected repairing your car because of insufficient funds? If you have a car. Now, in this case, anything.
Yeah.
Even doing repairs in your house, even doing repairs of your phone. Have you ever neglected repairing anything that you own because of insufficient funds?
Wow.
Rate that on a scale of 1 to 10. Have you bought something recently that you did not need
and couldn't
afford?
And you don't need
Have you bought something recently that you did not need
and could
not afford? Rate that. The other question. Do you regularly spend more than your paycheck? How much money do you earn? Do you regularly spend more? And how do you get that? We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But just answer the question.
Live above their means.
Yes. This one is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Have you ever been turned down for credit? Have you ever approached a bank, Tala,
wanakwambia
all those mention? Have you ever approached the mobile apps or approached a bank and they told you no, you're not credit worthy?
Yeah.
So answer that. He says, do you buy lottery tickets? Do you gamble?
Do you gamble?
Do you bet?
Betting apps.
Do you bet in the hope of getting money to get you out or to pay for your finances? Do you gamble?
Watu wa kuweka 10 bob.
Yeah. Do you gamble?
Aviator.
Ndege, pilot. Are you a pilot? Are you a pilot in that app? The other question, the second last question, have you put off saving, or have you put off, meaning have you stopped saving money for a rainy day? Have you stopped saving? Hey, hapo pia
inaguza vibaya.
Simple, inauma. It is. Hata mimi nimeanza kusikia hapo.
Umekuwa attacked.
I have been attacked.
Huyu anashout huyu. Anashout. Why are you yelling now?
Final question. Does your total debt exceed your reserve or exceed what you've paid? What you've saved? So this means measure what you've saved and what you owe. How much you own and how much you owe. Which one? How does that scale balance? Now I want you to do this in your very nice notebook that is you have gone and bought at the supermarket because you have decided to repent of your sins.
And hopefully
we are actually repenting of our sins.
Yeah.
Take that beautiful notebook and calculate the score.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, wapendwa watazamaji, nataka kukuambia hizi scores zinamaanisha nini kwa machache ama kwa marefu.
Wow, wait.
Oh, I love this. When I was doing this is a painful experience.
It's a painful experience, honestly.
Experience. Now, if your score is 1, add up the numbers in the boxes. So let me see, how do you add them? If your score is 1,
yeah.
No. Do it from. We just do it from 1. Supposed to be from
1.
0.
No, 1 to 1.
If the lesser your score,
the better you are.
You are
okay.
Yes. If your score is how many questions are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9.
If you score 9, my friend.
Wewe ni mbaya.
Clap for you. If you score 9.
No, if you score 1.
9, because it's 1 for every scale.
Oh, okay.
See, for every question.
Oh, yeah.
Sendio?
Yeah.
1 for every question. If your score is 9, clap. You're doing very well financially. If your score is sasa piga your average. Let's say average is 5, isn't it? So 5 times 9, 45. If you score 45, you are fairly uko
tu.
We ukishtuliwa kidogo utadedi financially. If anything, another COVID hits.
Uko kwa shimo lakini si deep sana.
Uko kwa shimo but unaona nje.
Uko tu sawa. Kichwa tu ndo iko. Uko tu uko.
Now, if you score 80, if you score 90, mpendwa mtazamaji, if you score 90, this podcast is for you.
You are our target
audience. It is for you. We are talking about you.
Yeah.
If your score is 90, how much have you scored? If you wouldn't mind telling us, please tell us how much you've scored.
Me?
You want to tell us?
Yeah, let me tell you.
Anyone can tell us. How much have you scored?
30.
You're doing good. You're doing well for your age and you're doing well.
Uko sawa, kai.
Yours?
Najaribu ku figure out 1. How many boxes have I ticked? 1. 2. Let me tick 2 boxes only.
Oh, me tick 2 boxes. So you've not participated in the entire exercise.
Yeah.
How are you faring in the 2 boxes? What have you scored in the 2 boxes?
Niko nasikia kuzisema out loud.
Sema.
Hapo kwa recently bought something and I did not need and I couldn't afford. Iliniuma hadi kuinunua. But yeah, hiyo acha tuseme tu hiyo ingine itaniaibisha na mama yangu ana watch.
Oh, mama yako na watch.
My mother is watching this one.
Mother, please.
Yeah.
This is for
Yeah.
podcast purposes.
Only. Do not
Yes.
attack me. Sinanga pesa, mama.
This is not for judging. I
Yeah,
will not
but I
tell
only
you,
have
I will
two
not
boxes.
tell even how I score.
Well,
I score badly.
badly.
I don't think I score well.
Kwa hivyo unafunza watu ukijifunza.
I also am learning because this thing of finances is just like the way we are preached to every Sunday. How many times have you heard a sermon from John 3:16?
So many times.
So many times.
Yeah.
Why do we need? Because we need reminding. So I'm reminding myself as I do it. I don't think I score very well, but I am not badly off as well.
Okay.
But no, I'll give you the score next time when we are doing.
Sawa.
I'll give you my score.
Sawa.
So, yes. Now, if you have scored highly, I'm talking about people who are average all the way to very bad. Don't panic. Don't panic.
Tuko hapa kukufunza.
Yes,
Tuko hapa
everything
kulearn.
we learn. I told you last time you can never teach experience. We learn through experiences. We learn through other people's experiences. Our own experiences hit us the most.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
Let's say if you're driving recklessly and you're told you're going to get into an accident and you don't pay much attention, you have been seeing other people getting into accidents and you think you are Superman. So the day you get into an accident, then you realize, oh, I can get into an accident.
Can actually happen.
Yeah, so sometimes learning from some lessons are good if you learn them from your own personal experience. So, yes. So if you really want to gain control of your cash flow, you're going to need 3 ingredients. And this is from that book.
Yeah.
You're going to need 3 ingredients. And we are going to discuss them one by one. Before that, do you have anything?
No, hapa tukianza kudiscuss hizi vitu, I'd like for us to keep in mind that some of us, kuna wenye, I know some people who are watching us don't have jobs, so wanataka pia, maybe a student would like to know, napatiwa upkeep, ninaweza je kubudget upkeep, ndo nisiingie pia kwa hizo loan apps and all of that. Yeah. So this one is for everyone.
Yes, and the main reason why we are doing this is to help.
Yeah.
I've said in my own personal experience, the people that I have seen struggle the most financially are people in ministry, because I was one of them. Yeah, people in ministry struggle. And that is what breeds hatred towards those people who seem to have their financial lives figured out. We think they are not godly. We think that they should know better. When you're creating sermons, unawatengenezea sermons hapo za loving the world or the things of the world, but they just have their finances in order. And organizations that have their finances in order tend to thrive. So
let me ask.
Yeah.
How long ago did you have the financial awakening? Like, now I need to start. Ndo watu wajue, this thing came way later for you.
Yeah.
And there's an 18-year-old too.
When I went deep into debt, I have been seriously deep into debt. I have had debt.
So you've learned the hard way.
The hard way from just being called every time from the bank. Hey, you need to pay when are you paying? I have taken loans on loan apps. I have done all those things. Been there, done that. Sometimes I do, but business-wise. I told you,
debt,
when I take
debt and this good debt.
Yes. When I take debt, I take it for
business.
Development. I take it against assets.
Yeah.
I don't take debt for consumption like the way I bought chairs and a fridge
and
a
a TV.
and a TV from a bank loan.
Oh,
how foolish
God.
is that?
That was a crime.
It was a crime.
How are you not in committee?
God has been gracious.
He has been good. He has been good.
Yes. So now, I still borrow. One thing I have come to realize is, again, you cannot run a business without borrowing. It is difficult.
Yeah.
Businesses that run on liquid cash, it is very difficult to find any.
Always broke.
Including our country.
Yeah.
Our country, we borrow.
A lot.
Yeah, even books of accounts, when you're studying accounting in school, there is usually liability section in a balance
Borrowing
sheet.
and lending.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the assumption is that you'll borrow. Because borrowing, when done rightly, comes in handy.
Yeah.
It helps you. You can do much. Like right now, when I borrow, if you see me go to the bank to borrow, I'm borrowing to buy land. I'm borrowing to expand my business. I'm borrowing to buy a fixed asset. I am borrowing to do those things, but never consumption.
Yeah.
Never consumption. And I can't say I've perfectly mastered it, but I'm in the process
It's
of
a
doing
learning
that.
process.
It's a learning process,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Now let's discuss the 3 ingredients.
So the 3 ingredients from my Msema Ukweli, and this is courtesy of that book.
Robert Kiyosaki.
Kiyosaki is very good in actually debt. Another person we should be very interested in, the one that actually made me realize that I'm in a hole. There's a guy called Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey is a preacher who talks about...
Oh, a preacher.
Who talks about money.
Okay.
His preaching is money.
Okay.
Oh, man. If you listen to Dave Ramsey,
Unafaa kukua mbali.
you'll get an awakening.
Okay.
You'll get an awakening on finances. And that is what actually informed this podcast, because believers are talking about money.
Yeah.
We've currently realized that these things are important, and there is God's angle towards everything that we do.
Yeah, true.
Yes. True. So let me read. One. So there are 3 things that you need to do to get your finances right. And good thing is we're going to test whatever our discussions with experts.
Okay. Okay, watakuja.
Kama tumedanganya
watasema.
They will demystify.
Watatuanika hapa.
They will demystify the lies.
Yeah.
They will separate the wheat from the chaff. Yes.
Okay.
So, one. You need... Let me just list them, then explain.
Okay.
You need a financial statement. For anyone who has not studied accounts, you need a very simple financial statement. Very simple. We call it a cash flow statement.
Okay.
But a cash flow statement, let me just not measure it like that. Let me just say, take your nice notebook. Take that notebook. Do you have it? The one that you bought in the supermarket? The one that is supposed to get you from digging? That notebook. Do you have it?
Okay.
Please draw a T account. Draw a letter T from top. Like this. On one side, write income.
Income.
On the left side, right. No, is it left? Right?
Yes, left income.
Left side, right income. On the right side, right
expenditure.
Liabilities.
Or
expenditures.
Expenditure.
Good.
Okay.
Income and expenses. So we are trying to get our figures right.
Okay.
Remember on the previous page, you had written debts.
Your debts.
First, you started with our exercise. You had a scale
page mpya.
Yes, which told you where you were.
Yeah.
Ukafungua page mpya, ukaandika how much I owe. Ukaandika debts. Ukazilist zote.
Yeah.
I told you I listed my debts.
Ata 5 book.
Zikafika millions.
Ata ulikuwa na mchezo.
Zikafika huko. So now after you have done that, because we are trying to get our finances right, you draw that T account, you write income and expenses. Now, begin with how much you earn. If you are an employed person and you don't have a side hustle, by the side hustles are very good. You don't have a side business, write all your streams of income. If you're a student and you're getting help, it's an income. Even if it's a loan, but it's money coming in.
Yeah.
So in the income column, we record money coming in.
Okay.
In the expenses, we record money
going out.
Because I told you we don't succeed by accident.
Yeah, we don't.
Success is deliberate.
planned.
is planned. Success is calculated.
Yeah.
So now when you do that, write your income. Let's say, for example, I earn a salary of 50,000. On the expenses, begin with your rent.
Yeah. If you're paying rent.
If you're paying rent, write rent. How much you pay. Shopping. Transport. Entertainment.
Airtime.
It's a very important item in a monthly budget. Entertainment. Ile ndugu yako anakuita, let's go kula
Have
kanyama.
lunch. Yeah.
Let's have lunch. Let's go and do this. So entertainment. Right, transport. If you are paying transport.
Na airtime, mtu anaweza budget
Yes.
airtime.
Anything that involves finances should be in that paper.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay. To make a airtime.
Airtime, hata kama ni a 5 bob. You'll realize, by the way, with airtime, you'll realize that the people who buy 20, 50
That is true.
are richer than the people who pay postpaid.
Yeah, postpay.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah, they're richer.
Because unaweza nunua ya 20 bob.
Show us your ways.
Unaweza nunua ya 20 bob mara ka 6 in a day.
Yes, that is 120.
That's 120 shillings.
Yes. And if you do that in one day, in 10 days, you've surpassed that person who does a postpay.
Wow.
You're a rich guy.
Wow.
Why do you think companies make vitu ndogo za mkulima mdogo?
Yeah.
They're the ones who run the economy.
Sisi ndo target audience.
Yes.
Okay, target
yes,
market.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have done that.
Yeah.
So from that, just list it. And
wasichana msisahau salon, sijui maintenance, nywele, nails, pedicure, manicure.
That you pay.
Yeah.
On a monthly basis has to be written down in that particular document.
Okay.
When you're rehabilitating anyone, they say that the first step is acceptance.
Accept.
So be honest.
Yeah.
Don't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
You know your expenses.
Maybe.
You know them very well. Number 2, after you have listed them down, you have to check which ones outweigh
the other. Yeah.
Now, for a person who has financial control or a person who is financially disciplined, the income section is heavier than the expenses.
That's how it should be.
I can guarantee you that majority of the people who take this exercise, I am now acting as a prophet. The liabilities outweigh the assets.
Income, yeah.
Now, the whole is how far? By how much?
Yeah.
Does the expenses
outweigh the income?
Your income? There are people who they are living by the grace of God. And it is just that God has been so gracious.
He is always very gracious.
They would have otherwise perished.
Wewe mtu wa salary ya 50 lakini expenses zako zimefika 80.
Yes, you should tell us where you're getting that 30,000.
30,000 inatoka.
That 30,000 is the hole you are digging.
Yeah.
Stop digging. Stop digging. That's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, personal discipline. We will break these things down. You need discipline. I can define for you discipline because I am a guy
This
for
is his
gym.
favorite topic.
This is my favorite topic. Discipline, somebody defined, is doing what you do not like doing, but doing it as though you love it. Put that on a t-shirt.
Put that on a t-shirt, on a billboard actually.
Discipline is doing what you do not like, but doing it
as though you love it.
though you love it. I told you,
Yeah.
90%, I can guarantee you, anyone who's watching us and they go to the gym, 90% we hate it. Today morning I woke up and I was like, oh man,
Do I want to do this?
another week,
Another day.
another day. But 10 minutes later, I'm at the gym. Because that is what discipline. I told you motivation is nothing. Motivation
Huku chini.
That's why we have so many motivational speakers, but a country of people who are unmotivated. Demotivated.
Oh God, yeah, that's so true.
If you read the country's mood, the country is demotivated.
Watu wamechoka bwana.
But every day we have motivational speakers. So motivation counts for nothing.
Rise up and shine.
It has its place.
Yeah.
Motivation challenges you.
Keeps you going, yeah.
It challenges you. It stops at that. Discipline. A disciplined person, by the way, do you know, a disciplined person who works hard can beat a person with talent. Yeah.
Okay.
Who does not work hard.
Because this one with talent does not go an extra mile. A disciplined person will
go
an extra mile.
Will go over and above.
Okay.
You don't have to be, maybe things like singing. Those ones you need natural talent to get by.
Yeah.
But something like weightlifting. Let me tell you one of the guys who are the most hardworking in this world, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo, behind the scenes, the guy works. That's why he's where he is right now.
The guy is
his colleagues say that he's usually the first in the field. Training is the number one and the last to leave.
And he's like the wealthiest footballer right now.
He doesn't need to. That's why he has outlived his peers.
Oh, wow.
He's outlived his peers. He's still playing and he's old. Yeah. That's what discipline does.
Okay.
Please choose discipline over motivation. So personal discipline. Now, when it comes to finances, we still need that discipline. Because that discipline means you'll have to cut on many things. You'll have to do things that you don't necessarily like to do. You'll have to forego. There's something we call delayed gratification.
Yeah.
Delayed gratification. You need that to succeed financially. It is painful. It is tough. But if it was easy, everyone would be financially free.
True.
Everyone would be successful. Please don't choose the easy thing. If your life is easy now, make it easy now. It will be hard in future. Make it hard now for it to be easy.
Umesema hivyo nikakumbuka tulikuwa tunaambiwa the warmer the blanket, the colder the future. It's almost the same thing.
It's very true.
True.
It's very true. The warmer the blanket,
the colder the future.
That's true. That's very true. So you have to choose your hard. They are saying, they usually say, I'm forgetting that quote, but it goes along the lines of the pain of discipline or of hard work is more bearable than the pain of regret. The pain of hard work. You see, that pain of going to the gym every single morning is better than the pain I experienced in my health when I was in the hospital, courtesy of neglecting my health.
Yeah, true.
If I was to choose a pain, let me lift weights every day. Yes.
Yeah.
So that is number 2, personal discipline. And we have defined what discipline is. You must say that. And it is something, I want to tell you, discipline comes from the mind. The body, that's why even in the Bible, Christ says the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. There's that weakness in the flesh. Don't trust in the flesh. The Bible says, do not trust in your heart. There are people who tell people to follow their heart. That's not good advice.
That is wicked.
The Bible says that the heart is desperately wicked. Desperately wicked.
Yeah.
Who can understand it? Don't follow your heart. Win the war here. When you win it here, you will win it.
Okay.
The body in the gym follows the mind. That's why the gym is called body and mind.
Smart.
Yes.
That is smart.
The body follows the mind. So now you make a conscious decision that from today, first, you kneel down and repent before God. Because silver and gold belongs to him. Yeah. He owns cattle upon 1,000 hills. Yeah. Everything, he owns everything. He's the one who has given us that ability to create currency. He's the one who has given us that knowledge. So it's ultimately him. So after you realize that your liabilities or your expenses far outweigh your incomes, close that nice notebook, kneel down and pray. Step number 1.
Wow. Yeah.
Then now you make a conscious decision and you tell yourself, I shall not go back here. there are ways to get out of debt, and Dave Ramsey has explained it. But you just tell yourself, I shall not come back here.
Yeah.
When you see your financial situation, I told you that finances are like an army.
Yeah.
How big is your army? Imagine the army you owe, the debts outweigh the income. You have no army.
You don't have an
You have a negative army.
Non-existent.
Yes.
Unataka kuwin.
The last one, you need a game plan. We said that winning is not by accident.
Yeah.
Winning is deliberate. Winning is doing the hard stuff. And we'll talk about the hard stuff from the book. Yes, that's what I can say.
Okay. So a game plan.
Yes.
A game plan in terms of budgeting and saving.
Yes.
Okay. Simu yangu inakata kufunguka kwa nini? Aya. Okay. Aya. In the same book, because we are all tulisema this segment, we are not just, if you watch Beyond the Pulpit, the other segment we have on this channel, you will see that we don't do a lot of, not research, but it's freestyle because it's a conversation with people. But now we are coming with facts. We have to have hardcore facts, so we can't just doing it. Kwa hii paragraph wanasema, but let's get back to reality. While you don't have to cut up your credit cards, you do have to follow a debt reduction plan.
Yes.
The first 2 steps.
Let's say, for example, you've done your math and you have a debt of, let's say, 100,000 total. You have some mobile loans here and there. You have some Fuliza here and there.
Umechukua hustler fund here and there.
You have some hustler fund here and there. You first stop taking. The good thing is, if let's say, for example, you have hustler fund as a debt, as a debt, you can, and it was 500 shillings. When you pay that 500 shillings, disable it.
Yeah.
Disable it.
Achana nayo.
Or bring your limit to 0. I've had to do that.
Yeah.
There is a way to bring your limit to 0.
Oh, nice.
Bring it to 0. So that you can no longer get that debt. Once you pay it, get out of it. If you have a mobile loan and you've downloaded this app, let's call it Mavuno app. If you've downloaded Mavuno app and in Mavuno app you owed 2,500 shillings, when you pay that 2,500, cancel your debt, delete
that
app. Delete the app.
Yeah.
That's step number 1. And Dave Ramsey explains it in 2 ways. There is 2 ways of doing it. There is one thing we call the debt avalanche. You see the way?
Yeah.
Yes. Sasa tumefika huko.
Okay.
There is something we call debt avalanche. Way of knocking out debt. The second one is called the snowball effect. You can easily explain where I'm going.
Yeah.
Snowball effect, in simple terms, I'm trying to sound very technical, but it's something I've read in a book, so it's not expertise, it's just reading.
In a work. Avalanche nikaku intimidated.
So, the snowball effect when it comes to debt is you knocking off debts from the least debt to the greatest.
Okay.
You begin with the amounts that are little. You organize your debt based on the figure. Let's say if it is 100,000 and you have a debt of 30, you begin with 30 all the way to 100
like
shillings.
Like a pyramid thingy.
Yes. Okay. And then when you start paying the 100 doing this.
You pay from the
Yes, there are some people who get motivated when they pay their debts. Wakianza tu kuona tu hiyo debt ina. So unajua tumechora ile tumeandika all our debts.
Yes.
Anaenda anatik. That motivates some people.
Okay.
Anaona hey nimelipa 100. So let me work hard and pay the 200. Analipa the 200 anatik. Going up until they get to the elephant in the room. Which is a huge debt.
Okay.
That's a snowball effect. Snowball is the way.
Unaenda tu kiokota. Okay.
Inaenda ikiokota vitu. Like that.
until inakuwa kubwa.
Snowball effect when it dealing with debt.
Okay.
The debt avalanche is where you begin with a giant. In my case, I had a giant of 1 million bob. Yeah, that was a difficult one.
Yeah.
1 million coming downwards. You knock off the
Kick
the
out 1 million.
Yes. You knock it off.
Eh.
You as the more you pay your debts, the less your debt obligation. It also motivates some people.
Yeah.
It also motivates.
I feel like hiyo inaweza work na mimi juu kama nimeweza kulipa hii 1 million. What is 10,000? Yes. What is mama boy?
Now here Osina.
Truly.
This is where you choose.
Yeah.
You can choose the debt snowball.
Yeah,
where
the snowball
you
effect.
Knock off debts slowly from the least to the greatest, or the debt avalanche.
Okay.
Sina, have your way. Please tell us.
You have free will.
You have free
will. Atukuforce.
This is where the doctrine of free will is.
Free will.
Yeah.
Wewe sasa choose.
But begin there.
Yeah.
The idea is to get out of debt. Because when you get out of debt, there is a bit of freedom in how you manage your finances. When you are in debt, it's like starting a football match ukiwa 3-0 down ama 5-0. It's harder.
It's harder, yeah.
By the time you're getting to 5-5, your sasa ndio game imeanza. Na labda ni 90 minutes.
Ushachoka. Yeah.
Yes.
Niko na swali. When we're doing the T table, income na expenditure, as someone who has a loan, lazima nieke pesa zinatoka. If I'm paying a loan kwa bank na niko na hii 50,000, kwa expenses lazima nieke hiyo loan. How much I'm paying if it's 2,000? Ni include hapo.
Remember, ulisha list loan zako.
Debts, yeah.
Na hapa si itatoka as an expense. Tuseme your salary has come in as 50,000. And in this salary you're going to knock off 10,000 debt. You already had listed it. You go to your debts, you tick 10,000. You go to your expenditure. It is an expenditure because we said income is money coming in. Expenditure is money going out.
So even paying a loan is an expenditure.
Yes.
Okay.
So in your small cash flow statement where you're listing your expenses, you say loan mavuno sako 3,000 shillings, and then you go to your debts mavuno sako
umetake
3,000.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a difficult, painful experience.
Usichukue loan kama wezi lipa.
No.
Chukua loan.
Ni tamu. I'm telling you, loans. Why do you think banks advertise? Come and pick loans.
By the way, I think we should bring one of those.
I have a friend of mine is manager Ruiru branch. I'll bring him.
At our loan apps. Yes. Wanafa watuambie the psychology behind this.
We'll bring them. It's serious. It's a serious situation.
Yeah, we need to see how much debt. Yeah, we should.
Sawa. So tumemaliza hiyo.
Tumemalizana na the 3 ingredients.
Anything?
No. Sasa tuende kwa is it a reality? Yeah.
Now, let's say we have you have done this. And by the grace of God who is rich in mercy and abounding in love, umemaliza debts zako.
Hallelujah.
You have finished them. Your debt is 0. By then the Bible says, let no debt remain outstanding other than the continual debt to love. The only debt you are allowed to have, oh Christian, is the debt of loving another Christian.
Hear ye,
thou sinner. Thou individual who
ufai kukuwa na deni. Ni deni ya mapenzi ya kulove.
Hiyo kuwa nayo. Let no debt remain outstanding other than the continual debt of love.
Okay.
So after you have knocked off, how are you supposed to behave after?
And not get into debt.
And not go
again.
I have gone back.
You have?
Yes.
Hey, brother.
Nimetoka kwa debt siku ingine mpaka I went and took myself for lunch. Just to say
Pole.
Jehovah, you are faithful.
You are good. You are God.
You are one faithful God. I went and my favorite meat is pork. Yeah. Nikachukua pork hapo, moja safi, kilo moja.
Kilo mzima.
Kilo mzima. There was a football match in the background.
Ukajiambia
and some very slow music.
Ukajiambia ndio.
I am celebrating victory. I have conquered
death. This is the day I was looking forward to.
Now, that is not where to stop. That is where you become even more vigilant.
Yeah.
When you clear your debt, let me tell you this, the temptation is to get into even deeper debt.
Si ulikuwa umeweza kulipa.
Yes, even deeper debt. Unajiambia, if I did it in the past,
if what doesn't kill you makes you stronger,
I will do it again. And this time, you go back and become even worse. So I went back, but not in the tunes that I was in.
Okay.
At least this time I was a bit knowledgeable.
Unajua.
I still have debts, but I was a bit knowledgeable on how to do it. So let's say you have gotten out of your debt situation. You're now a free man. Yeah. Because he who the sun sets free
is free indeed. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I feel this pain. As I'm sharing this, I am not okay.
Later the tissues.
I am not okay.
Oh, sorry.
I am not okay.
Sorry.
Because I remember the feeling. I remember sliding back to those ways. There is a sermon that was preached in church about drifting. And the example, it's Deacon Miano preached. Okay. It was my first sermon when I actually got to church. He was the one who was preaching.
Okay.
That is in 2010.
Okay.
I remember it about drifting. The example he used, you remember this example, eh? The example he used is coast, when a boat is in the sea, in the ocean, and the waves are coming. One time the boat is here. When you leave kidogo, there is no anchor. The boat is there, but it's not moving. It's like it's not moving. It's just the waves hitting against the boat.
Yeah.
But it's going further and further away. Yeah. So drifting is very gradual. You don't even realize it. So that is what you do.
Okay. Now that we've talked about debts and all of that, coming back to reality and now shaping our conversation into the red pill. The red pill, what is the red pill advice? That now I am out of debts. What shall I do? What should I do? What are the rules? Or what should I follow to avoid getting back into that hole that I undug myself out of?
Yes. Again, from Kiyosaki. And he gives us at least 3 things that we should do. Okay. No, 2 things, and then we'll add a third and a fourth.
Yeah.
If we have the time.
Okay.
So
director, tuko na time? Okay, tuko na time.
The first thing he says is pay yourself first. This is the most painful and the most difficult thing to do, especially if you have, or not if, especially because we have responsibilities. True. When you get your paycheck, you have gotten 50,000. Let's use 100,000. It's easier to do the math with it. You have gotten 100,000 paycheck. Paying yourself first means, let's say you are saving 30% of that amount. Take 30,000 and put it in a saving stroke investment before you touch the money, before you pay your rent, before you pay your taxes, before you pay anything else. Pay yourself first. There are people who pay themselves last. And if you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you'll find that the poor dad used to pay himself last. Paying himself last means sometimes, in simple terms, you are a slave to the people you are paying.
Okay.
By the way, the Bible says that a lender as a borrower is the slave to a lender. Ushaikuwa na deni ya mse na mmekaa mahali hata akikuangalia unaangalia chini.
Kubreathe inakuanga ngumu, unashinda, my God, when am I going to be free?
And do you know subconsciously you agree with everything they do even if you don't agree?
Well, true.
One way of colonizing, for lack of a better way to use it, one way of actually conquering someone, let me use conquering, is the Mzungus knew that the Mzungus started with using a gun. So I can come and point your gun and tell you do whatever I want. That one history has proved that doesn't work, because guys get wiser and a revolution or a revolt comes in.
Yeah.
The second and the most powerful way to conquer a human being is put them in your debt. Lend them money.
Yeah.
The Bible is true in saying a borrower is a slave to a lender. There are things this country cannot do because of the debts we have and who we owe. Because they just tell you have their policies that we have in this country, and we understand because that is a principle. There are policies that we have in this country that if we were not in debt, we would never have accepted.
True.
There are things that we are sometimes forced to accept.
We're talking about that, and we know what is going on currently.
Yes, we are forced to accept because we are in debt. And the borrower is a slave to the lender. If you want to get rid of that slavery, stop borrowing.
Yeah. So paying yourself. Unajua by the way nilisikia jina hiyo term ya paying yourself first. Nimefikiria nikurudishia mwili pole. Enda nunua kashati, paying yourself. Sini mimi. Kumbe it's about saving.
It's about saving, because why are you paying? You're not paying yourself to go and eat. You have in your budget, your plan, you have entertainment that you have put.
Okay.
I am assuming that this paying yourself, you've already budgeted for it.
Okay.
You've already budgeted for it.
Okay.
And then you pay yourself. So what you do is you save fast. Let me tell you, I tried it. It is painful, but it works like magic.
It's worth it.
It works like magic, because what you do, you save, let's say you are saving 30,000 a month. You will save it regardless of whether you are in a crisis or not. I have done many developments with that kind of money. It is sweet money.
And saving in terms of just putting the money away without knowing what you're going to do.
You see, saving is cushioning yourself from future risks.
Okay.
It's a cushioning. Like a person who's working is required to be able to survive at least 6 months upon being laid off.
Your clip, I need it. There's someone I need to send it to. We got into a very heated argument about that.
Yeah.
About after you've been laid off, after you've lost your job or you've resigned, trying to transition, you should be able to sustain your lifestyle.
For 6 months.
For 6 months.
Yes.
Umesikia wewe.
That is your first mission. Because anything can happen. And COVID showed us that anything can happen.
It did.
COVID taught us that anything can happen.
It did.
I'm telling you today, you can be a millionaire with an estate worth millions, and then a fire breaks out.
That's what I do.
You are in an NGO, a donor-funded NGO, and then the next day, the donors pull out.
Yeah.
What would you do? Will you die?
Yeah.
Now, not saving, that means you come from this life to this life immediately. There are people who live from paycheck to paycheck. I am telling you, that is serious. There is a question. Let me see if I can get it.
Okay.
By Kiyosaki too. I think I sent it to you. It was very interesting. I sent it to you via WhatsApp. Let me just read it. They say, are you the guy who is in survival mindset, survival mode, or are you in? Do you have the survival mindset or the grow grow your wealth or the growth or wealth building mindset.
Okay.
So survival mindset is a mindset where an individual lives paycheck to paycheck,
Uko survival mode.
focusing on short-term bills, debts, and expenses. According to Kiyosaki, people trapped in this mindset often blame external forces. Oh, the economy is bad.
Kasongo.
Employers is not paying us. Our circumstances and all those things. They rarely think beyond meeting monthly obligations.
Okay.
Do you know we have guys that it is the month's bill? They are only okay when they pay the month's bill.
Nimelipa rent, nimenunua food, niko sawa.
I used to be that guy. Nilikuwa nachoma nyama. Nilikuwa napika nyama. Ukipitia kwangu usikie inanuka nyama, nimelipa bills. Jamaa amelipa bills.
Uko sawa, umebaki.
So there are people who live like that.
Yeah.
But the problem with living like that is when that job or that source of income is disrupted, you're a pauper. You're back to poverty.
Wow.
And many people even
Around
often
that,
commit suicide when they lose their jobs. They get into depression. They get into alcoholism and all that.
We've seen that. I think we saw that.
The other one,
stories.
the growth wealth building mindset. This mindset is characterized by a focus on long-term financial health. Individuals here see money as a tool for creating opportunities. They prioritize investment, self-education, and strategic risk. That's me now.
That's you.
That's very me. When I get money, I usually think of Miano. Because Miano likes to tell me I'm doing so many things. This is how I usually reply to him. Well, there is still strength.
Yeah.
I love risk. I think that's what gives me that adrenaline. I love risk.
You really do.
And I risk a lot.
A lot.
I do. I risk. And this is what I tell myself when I'm risking. We only live once. YOLO. Kaende kuenda.
Yeah.
Even this podcast is a risk.
It's a risk.
You risk, you tie it into businesses. If you don't risk, you'll never succeed.
Yeah.
The greater the risk,
the greater the pay.
reward. So I usually love risking. Yeah.
That's something I'd like to adopt.
Be a risk taker.
Yeah. It's something I'd like to adopt.
Yeah.
Unaonanga pale uko hapo itakuwa nimechoma pesa.
But you lose. I've lost money myself. You lose. Once you get over the pain of losing money, you will not fear
Nothing
risks.
will phase you.
No. I don't fear business risks.
Okay.
It can happen. It will happen. God has given us shock absorbers. I think Jim has a way of giving you some mental toughness.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So umongelelezo mindset. Billy, the wealth building mindset, and the other one is
risk.
No, there's the risk one and the other one.
Yes, the one is survival mode. Survival mode.
Do not be in survival mode.
Do not be in survival mode.
Please and thanks.
Hear thee, thou sinner. Thou has been in survival mode for many years.
Yeah. And you can for sure say that the growth mindset.
Cry unto thy Lord to save thee from that.
Paying yourself first is the first one.
Yes.
The next one,
and we are reading from the book. He says, cut back on what I call doodads. Whatever that means, but let me explain. What it means, cut back on unnecessary expenses. I told you, part of my unnecessary expense is shoes. Shoes. Now, I recently introduced hats when I realized I'm getting bald.
When you realized.
When I realized that I was getting bald.
It was a serious situation.
Yes, I decided to start using hats. So it's become a new doodad.
Yeah, that's your doodad for you.
There are things that we buy
that you don't need.
That we don't need. We don't need those many pairs of shoes. We don't need them.
Hivyo?
You see, sin, this is just something that I'm struggling with.
How
was your struggle? This is something I'm struggling.
I do not need that.
I'm actually struggling in this sin of buying shoes. It's a
the first thing of healing is acceptance.
I'm struggling. Have I accepted really? Because I'm still struggling.
You've not accepted it. You've not accepted it.
I love shoes and hats.
Yeah.
I love
and
shoes
watches.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Sure.
Kwa episode 1 you were talking about brands.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Abibas.
Yeah, na Balenciaga. Na Nike.
Yes.
Badala ya Nike.
Even when it comes
Avoid
to tech, it is good to have the latest iPhone. It is pleasing.
But it's not necessary.
Congratulations, you've made top 1% of the people who are around. You have the latest iPhone.
Uko na iPhone 16 Pro Max.
But brother and sister,
we don't care.
We will get there later. I know that if you can afford it, there are guys who just follow it because they can afford. You see, affording is very relative.
Yeah.
There are guys who can go somewhere and just buy a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to them, buying the latest brands is not an expense. It's not a bother. They say that you can afford it if you can pay for it twice. Yes. So then, if you can, well and good. My prayer is that I get to where you are, so that I can be able to buy. Yeah, yes.
Show me your ways, brother.
But if you can't, we are talking about someone who is struggling, who is trying to get their financial situation together. Don't go for those brands. Wait a little longer.
Yeah.
I am about maybe to get a PlayStation 5 right now. How long has it been in the market? It's been in the market for a long time. Yeah. I've now seen Ilishuka from 100 and something. Imagine tying 150,000
to right now it's
around 50 Gs, 65 Gs.
Check it.
And you can trade in with your PS4.
Yeah.
You can trade in it.
And then you
pay the difference. So I'll get it at around maybe 30-40 Gs.
Ungengoja tu. So
just
spend
wait.
150.
Just wait. You'll still get it.
I hear a lot of people saying that it's not a crime to say I cannot afford that or I can't do that because I can't afford it. Because at the end of the day, maybe you're trying to compete with someone who can buy that thing twice, thrice, 4 times.
Yes.
Wewe hapo student unapatiwa upkeep ya 2000, betako anapatiwa upkeep ya 5k, unataka compete naye.
What do you think
it does?
What do you think it does for you if you are in campus and you have an iPhone 16?
Nothing.
You're broke.
You're broke.
Yeah, you actually broke.
And
if you have, it's not your money. It's your parents' money. Is not yours. There are people who are waiting for their parents to die so that they can inherit them.
Yeah.
That's not your money. Where grown-ups are talking, you can't talk.
Don't even.
You're still broke.
Don't even open your mouth.
You're still broke. Have your finances together first. There's going to come a time when you can buy it yourself. As a matter of fact, it's dangerous to rely. Many people who inherit
they squander
it.
They squander it.
Yeah. It's actually they say top 10% of the actual billionaires are self-made. Self-made.
It's true.
From zero.
It's true.
From zero.
They've worked from the ground
if you,
up.
You would enjoy wealth better if you acquired it stage by stage. This is an army. As your army grows bigger, you become a bigger general.
Yeah.
You become a bigger general.
Yeah.
One day you have a lot of soldiers fighting your battles. Yeah.
The other thing you were how to avoid debt. You were talking about savings. I know we've mentioned it a little bit when we were talking about paying yourself first. But behind the scenes umesema uko na example kali sana, and it's from another book. Nimesahau.
The Richest Man in Babylon.
Yeah, that one. Let's talk about savings now.
Now, this is a scenario. Let's have a story.
Kidogo.
Now, you have 2 people who always get supplied with a tray of eggs every month. A tray of eggs at the beginning of every month. And they are required to do anything they want with it or consume it. So, person A, let's call him Kenodia. Person A.
Wow. Your Gina.
Person A decides to eat all the 30 eggs every month.
Okay.
He's assured
kutoka
of
day
regular,
1
to day 30. By the time we get to day 30, Anna. Person B, let's call him David. David decides to, for every tray of 30 eggs, he only eats 20.
Okay.
and puts away
10.
10. So month 1, Kenodia is at 0.
Yeah.
David is plus 10. Month 2, Kenodia
Zero
is at
tena.
0. David is at 20.
20.
Month 3, Kenodia
Zero.
is at 0. David has a tray.
Wow.
David has a tray. And he's still getting the regular supply
Yeah.
of...
It's equal.
It's still equal. 3 months later, David has 2 trays. This guy has 1. 9 months later, David has 3 trays. Now he's becoming a supplier.
Yeah.
David has 3
bado
trays.
anazikula.
This guy is still the same. I read in a book, I don't remember, I don't know if it is psychology of money or anything. They were saying that if you gave everyone in the world the same amount of money, in 10 years, those who are rich currently will be rich. Those who are poor will be poor. Because money is not the amount you have, it is what you do with what you have.
True.
So you see, by the time you're getting to month 9, David is out of this guy's league, Kenodia's league.
Way out.
He's way out of his league.
Way out, yeah.
Why? Because he doesn't spend everything. He saves. Now imagine, now when we're coming to saving in the bank versus saving in this, something like, let's say, the simplest one is money market.
Money market, yeah.
If David would put these 3 trays, or the first tray, in a scheme that ensures that he gets 14%.
Wow.
Tuko mathematics. Now,
14%.
14%. Let's give it because let's do it for example purposes 20%. So 20% per year. So this guy, these 3 trays that he will get in 9 months, and he has 12 months.
Yeah.
So he'll have 4 trays.
4 trays actually.
So 4 trays times 14. What is 14% of the 4 trays? I know I'm doing this math in a shambled way.
So 4 times 30, that's 120 eggs.
Yes.
20% of 120 eggs, that's 24.
So his eggs has been growing.
Yeah.
He has been having more eggs. In 5 years.
He has a lot of trays.
That guy is rich.
He's rich.
This other guy is paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
And this other guy will think this is a thief, or he worships the devil, or he loves money. Ni mtu wa wash. But it's just following the guidelines. Do not spend everything that you get. Put money aside. Put money aside, you will do wonders. And I'm telling you, if you can't put 100 shillings out of 1,000, don't lie to yourself that you'll save 100,000.
Ukipata 1 million.
Utasave. If you're not faithful with 10 shillings, you'll not be faithful with 1 million. Yeah.
That's an important lesson.
It is very important. So money is not the number of zeros. It is the habits. I'm telling you, even in our organization, we have guys who earn good money, but they are always broke. Always broke.
Always broke.
Advance here, advance there. It is habits. Listen, sinner. Thou shalt be redeemed from the bad habits. Yeah. That's generally, because I have personally been able to do a bit much with very little because of that principle. Principle of keeping money aside and keeping it where it grows. You are able to do a lot. Yes. That was the final one.
Yeah, that was the final one.
No, there's
another one.
So yes, I think that was the final one. And it is on saving and investing. Because now, saving itself doesn't cushion you completely. Because if you save 6 months, never put money idle. If you want to become wealthy, always let your money work for you. Let your money work for you. Always. Tie money here and there. Now that is where to get loans. Tie money to some land.
Yeah.
tie money to some asset somewhere, tie money to shares, tie money to government bonds, which I hear they are very good.
Yeah.
Don't be uncomfortable with money lying in the bank. Yeah. I saw the other day, by the way, the money in M-Pesa of dead people, guys who have died unclaimed, is 3.2 billion.
Wacha.
3.2 billion. Niliona.
M-Pesa.
Unclaimed. Say, no, guys are dead. And now they calculate deceased people. And those are documented deceased people. 3.2 billion.
That's a lot of
a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Don't put it in those things. Don't say that. Don't put it in this.
Malito itakuwa too stagnant, ikusaidi.
Put it in money market. There are so many.
And I think we should have someone, an investment expert.
Yes.
So that we can start talking about how to invest and where.
And where to invest.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. High risk, high reward. Money market is low risk.
Because I've heard of people talking about, sasa niko na 1 million, what business should I open? What should I do? I think those are questions best answered by experts.
Actually, you can talk about it even in the next episode.
Nice.
What to do now. Now you have the money.
Yeah.
You have repented of your sins. O sinner.
Sinner.
You have cleared your debts. O sinner. Now
you're diligent when it comes to saving.
You're diligent when it comes to saving. Congratulations, you've made the top 1% of the country or the world. Top 1%.
Yeah.
Then now, what do you do with
Invest.
that money? Yeah, that's why I was saying, never leave money idle.
It's unwise.
I think that's a good place.
That's a good place.
Yeah.
Nice. That was a very fruitful discussion. And I think we can talk about money all day, every day.
Yeah.
Wow, money is such an interesting topic. There's always something to learn. When you umesikia the next, we have already started planning our next episode. So stay tuned.
Tujasema vocabulary of the day.
Haya. Tuko na vocabulary of the day. Hata nishaisahau.
My most favorite segment of this particular discussion. If you want to continue sinning financially, just listen to this.
Yeah.
This is now we call it
That's what?
It belies credulity.
Yeah.
Vocabulary of the day.
That's
something that belies credulity. Let me tell you what that means. I had it in a TV program.
Yeah.
So something that belies credulity means something that is so implausible or unbelievable that it challenges or contradicts the ability to believe it. In simpler terms, it describes a situation or statement that seems too far-fetched or unrealistic to be true. For example, this means that the story you have been given is so jabber.
It's so jabber.
The jabberation that is there, it belies credulity.
Tumekufunza usiende mahali useme jaba.
Kuna story unaweza sikia.
Unasikia tu.
It is out of this world.
Nicki Minaj ni auntie yangu. Tulikuwa natuka high school.
It belies credulity. So make sure that your financial story does not belie credulity.
I think that's a nice place to end on. Enjoy your holidays. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, because the next episode itakuwa 2025. Umenotice hivyo? The next episode is in 2025.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So happy holidays. Happy New Year. Let's catch you on episode 3 of the Redpill Conversations. Bye-bye.
Bye.